We'll start off in the tropics. Last week we were kind of following an area that had a high chance of further development, but that area did move into some much drier air. So at this point, no tropical activity is expected in the Atlantic over the next 7 days. Now this can always change, but as of right now, very quiet. And if you remember last week, at one point we had an area that had a 90% chance of further development. So as of now, pretty quiet in the tropics. Do have some Saharan dust kind of keeping things pretty quiet, and some dry air as well. So you got the dry air, you have the Saharan dust, and as we do move through the rest of this week, in particular by Wednesday, that is typically the peak of hurricane season. And then from September 10th on average, the activity does drop, but I would expect more activity before it's all said and done. So far, we've had 6 named storms. Our last one was just a tropical storm. So far, we've only had 1 hurricane, and that was Aaron, and that was a major hurricane. So Ferdinand was our last named storm. Our next named storm, if and or when it does form, will be called Gabrielle. Back here at home, pollen still a problem for many of us. Ragweed and grasses kind of in this high range for today. It'll be in that medium to high range tomorrow. So still, if you're dealing with seasonal allergies at this point, maybe the ragweed and or grasses. UV index will be in this very high range today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, because we do expect a good bit of sunshine. Wednesday, I do believe there'll be a little bit more in the way of cloud cover, but still, if you're going to be doing anything outdoors, make sure you're protecting your skin and make sure you're staying hydrated. The hottest we've been so far for the month of September was Friday. We hit 94 degrees. The coolest was September 3rd, so that was Wednesday, and the wettest day was Saturday. We had a little bit of rain impact parts of the Midlands, including the Columbia Metropolitan Airport, where we nearly picked up a ½ inch of shower activity. As far as yesterday was concerned, we hit 88 degrees. That's average for this time of the year. No rain, at least at the Columbia Metropolitan Airport, but there were a few areas that did get a little bit of rain, and there was some rain, at least for parts of the Midlands on Friday as well, including the Columbia Metropolitan Airport, where they did get 0.03 of an inch. We're expecting mainly sunny skies for us here today. Our average high temperature is 88. Average low is 68. The record's going to be safe one more year. Those records safe. 99, that was set 100 years ago, and the record low, 49, that was set back in 1984. Sunset will be at 7:40. As we do move through the rest of your Monday, any clouds will kind of clear on out. This is 2 o'clock this afternoon. Notice that flow coming out of the northeast. So the winds will be a little bit brisk at times, coming out of the northeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, but we'll enjoy a good bit of sunshine. A few passing clouds during the overnight hours. Cool conditions tomorrow with lows dropping into the mid to upper 50s. And then as we do look ahead towards Tuesday afternoon, once again, a good bit of sunshine across the Carolinas. Late Tuesday into Wednesday, maybe just a few more clouds, but notice the shower activity stays farther towards the east, it looks like, and into parts of North Carolina. For us here across South Carolina, it looks like these dry conditions are going to stick around over the next several days. Matter of fact, European forecast model showing dry conditions over the next 7 days with a good bit of sunshine. The American model showing basically the same thing, except for a few showers kind of along the coastal region Wednesday and even into Friday. Looks like Saturday, Sunday will be dry as well with maybe a few clouds, but it looks like things are going to remain very dry. Matter of fact, the Weather Prediction Center is indicating no rain for at least parts of the Midlands and trace amounts for areas along and south of I-20. You got to get a little bit closer to the coast to have at least a better chance for some rain over the next 7 days. So we're dry today. High temperatures in the upper 70s in the northern half of the Midlands, low 80s elsewhere with those winds coming out of the northeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. A cloud or two tonight. It will be a little bit cooler with lows in the upper 50s. Some areas may even hit the mid 50s to low 60s. So it's going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow morning. Jumping ahead, Clemson at Georgia Tech. I know it's only Monday. I like to look ahead towards the weekend. Clemson at Georgia Tech, noon kickoff, 79 degrees in Atlanta. Bethune-Cookman at South Carolina State, so that one's in Orangeburg. 6 o'clock kick with temperatures right at 81 degrees. And East Carolina, Coastal Carolina, kickoff 7:30. Temperatures right at 75 degrees, mostly sunny skies. And Williams-Brice Stadium, 7:45 kick. Vanderbilt and the Gamecocks mostly clear with a temperature of about 77. Winds coming out of the northeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day forecast. Low 80s today, low 80s tomorrow, mid 80s Wednesday, mid to upper 80s. It looks like Thursday, Friday, and then as we do look ahead towards the weekend, mid to maybe even upper 80s by Sunday. Myrtle Beach forecast near 80 degrees Saturday and Sunday, and maybe you're heading down towards Charleston, low 80s Saturday and Sunday. We'll call it partly cloudy skies Sunday afternoon. And in the upstate, Greenville, low 80s on Saturday, mid 80s on Sunday. As we do look ahead, 8 to 14 days out, cooler than normal conditions expected for a part of the Palmetto State, and wetter than normal conditions for a part of the Palmetto State in that same time frame, a little bit drier than normal out towards our west.